Hi, this is Anne from the Useless Crafter. So today we're going to make another one of what I'm calling milestone shakers. So the first one that I made is for my daughter. It's capturing her first tooth that she loses. We're still months away, but I wanted to make this. So we're going to be doing something very similar, but it's to start kindergarten. So this is the tooth moves, the candy swivels, there's a shaker component. But what I really like too though is there's a little note card right here that opens up fully, that the mom can write a note, the daddy can write a note, grandpa, grandma, whatever. I just thought it was really cute to keep this as a milestone keepsake. All right, so we're gonna put this aside. It's gonna be very similar to that, but I think this milestone shaker, especially for starting school under quarantine, everyone has to set up their desk at home. So I thought this would be cute. It would have a nameplate, her name, the grade, a shaker, and then a space for her to write a note to herself and for the mom and dad to capture something. I know first day of kindergarten, I'm so bummed we're missing it. And I know it's a total mommy moment and she couldn't care less because she doesn't know what to expect. But I'm having serious emotions about it. All right, so let's get started. One of the things that I want to do today, I did do something different. I'll show you. We are going to be ironing onto cardstock. I love to do that. I do that on a pretty regular basis, but I want to show you that it is super easy to do. So we have our mini over here, which I'm going to do on the second one, but maybe one. It's just, whenever you're ironing onto cardstock, I feel like that piece is not going to get a lot of wear and tear. So all you need to do is heat it up enough so that it sticks to the paper, and that's it, because it's not going to go through the wash, so you don't have to worry about that. All right, so the usual suspects, you have double-sided tape, tape runner. That's what I prefer to use. All right, so I'm going to move this down to the table. And there's a couple of things that I think that we're doing new for the first time. So I think I have everything. All right, I'm gonna move it off to the side. So the first thing is you wanna make sure that your glue gun is plugged in, because there's a lot of layering that we're gonna do. I typically do layers anyway when I'm doing cake toppers, but anything that has multiple, like for instance, this collection of stars, right? It's 3 stars, but everything's layered. It just gives you that extra polished look, like it just feels like it's put together. So I have already taped down a few things, but we'll go over it together. Some things like this is print and cut, so I already glued it to cardstock paper just to make it more stable. My printer doesn't print well on cardstock, so I always print it on regular copy paper, and then I do another copy of cardstock so that it's very, very, very stable. So we've already put together some of these things. Let's put together this star. So for the star, all I would do is turn everything over, and we're going to be creating what I call glue spacers. So we're using our glue gun, and we're putting just a dab of glue on the back, and we're going to let it dry. And so once it dries, it creates that space that we need, and then we'll use the glue gun to actually glue it down. So this is for our stars. We're going to be doing this pretty much to everything. So I tried to do some of it already behind the scenes, and then I started gluing these things together. So it's just multiple pieces of cardstock. Nothing you need to see there, I promise. All right, so let's do the same thing with the name. So with the name, it's a little bit longer, so you just want to make sure that you put enough glue spacers so that it can be balanced. So when we put the name down, it's not going to be like this. It's going to be stable. So you may need to do a few dots. All right, so that's down. Let's so just flip everything over and do your little dots. And this really makes a difference, I promise you. Once you do this, you can't go back. You can't just have a flat cake topper. All right, so that's down, that's down. I didn't finish doing this. This is just HTV iron-on vinyl, and I did use glitter cardstock because I find that, oh, I just pulled out the wrong one. I forgot this is varsity font, so you got to be careful. I should have done this before. Hold on, it's still here so I can save it. And I have, sorry, I'm like all over the place because I have a new camera setup coming. And so I don't know if you can see all the craziness, but we've been moving a lot of things around. So I apologize for that. All right, so here we go. And you can see I'm just peeling off with my fingers. This is why I love using glitter iron-on. It is so easy to use and it cuts well. So I knew I was cutting kind of small with this. So I didn't want to deal with cardstock. I felt like it was easier to just iron on the word Colts. All right, so here we go. We'll iron on first. I'm putting on this white pendant. It's white glitter cardstock. So just put it down. All right, so it's down the way I like it. I have my little thing. I'm just gonna do it over here. Now, in case you're wondering, I absolutely love my mini. I thought it was gonna be wasteful, but I use it all the time. And look at how quick that was. That was a few seconds. It's on, and look how pretty that is, right? And that was super easy instead of having 5 pieces of moving parts and trying to glue it all down. So we got that down. I also have one more thing that we're gonna be ironing on. I thought it was cute. It's the word math onto these books, okay? So just real quick, and you saw how fast that was, right? Just a couple seconds. And then I'm peeling it off, and look. I mean, this would have been tiny to deal with cardstock. So, I mean, I love using HTV for moments like that. Okay, I already glued together these 2 crayons. And again, I love mixing glitter cardstock with regular cardstock. So I'm gonna do the purple one so you can see it, but it is not any scientific method here. This is just scrap paper. I like using my glue runner, my glue tape. So just do the back of it. Oh, it would help if I pulled it back. All right, so we're just gonna piece this together. And I do, like I said, I was telling you that I have a new camera setup. So for the cake topper, if you watch this and you still don't understand how I put the slider together, I do have a video where it's overhead. It is a little, I feel like it's a little blurry, but it does give you a better view of what I'm doing. So if this still doesn't make sense, please catch that video. It was just posted this week. And then going forward, I'm hoping that I'll have my new setup in by next week. So I'll be able to switch cameras and go from this view where I'm talking to you, and then a quick view of the overview so that you can see that. So, okay, we put the crayons together. So right now, like I said, we're just piecing things together. So we've got that, the apple. The apple is super cute, and it is also in layers. So again, I'm gonna flip it over and just get everything down. So just create those glue dots like I was saying. All right, so that's gonna go down. Let's put together these stars. So flip it over, put a little bit of glue down on the first one. And I'll have this exact design, the tutorial for how to create it in Design Space. All right, so the next star. And when you first put it down, just keep your finger on it to make sure that the glue is pushed down, it dries the way, the the way you want it, which is, you know, more leveled. All right, and then the last star, and I'll show you what it looks like. It's such a huge difference than just being just flat on there. So here's your star. All right, so we have our stars down. One of my favorite images to use is the banner. And the banner I like because it comes in two pieces. It's the full background, and then this top piece is so pretty, and then we're just gonna put tape on it. And you saw that I had a purple one there. When I'm designing in Design Space, I have a, you know, color scheme in mind. What the heck is going on here? It wasn't going, all right, here we go. I do have a color scheme in mind, but I feel like when you cut it out, then you can confirm whether or not you like it. And so I always end up cutting a few extra pieces because the colors aren't exactly what I was looking for. All right, so you put the tape down, and then you just want to line it up to your piece right here. And I do like using the white background because if you don't line it up perfectly, it still looks good. All right, so we have that piece. And then we're just going to, I like to line up the words or the letters in here just to make sure that I know where it should go and that there's enough room. So I'm gonna put that down, and then we'll slowly work our way through the letters. Now this font is Happy Popcorn through DaFont, so it is free. I love it because it's kidsy, but I've used it on adult stuff. It cuts well, and it's easy to read. It's just everything wonderful. Oops, I realized I just didn't read that part. Okay. Okay, we're almost done here. Oh my gosh, every time I lift my finger up, I'm moving the letters. But it was a tight space. I knew that from Design Space because I tried to make it as big as possible. So that's why I want to make sure that this is in here the way, that there's enough spacing in between each letter. And so because we've already pieced this together like so, what I would do is maybe start with the R in the middle, and that way go out this way so that as we're working through it, we're gonna align much easier. Okay, so still this, I would do it with all the letters. Oh my gosh. Everything just moved on me. All right, so piece by piece, we're gonna do this. I'm gonna put the end down just so that I know where it has to go. Okay. Now with the cake topper, shaker, slider template, I do have a video that shows you how to slice everything out and get that working for you. But if you can't be bothered with it, I also have the SVG for sale at Creative Fabrica. It's $1. So if you feel like it's worth worth the $1. Please go to my link and you could just get it from there. It's super easy to use and you can resize it, of course. So, and I have a video showing you how to use the SVG. So you should be all set. You'll just have to let me know if you have any questions still. Okay, we're halfway done with the kindergarten. And I think I smushed one side more than the other, but that's okay. Yeah, I felt like this would give her like a special desk with the mascot and the colors that they use. So it's her first like real school, so I'm super excited. And I was thinking other milestones that you could do, and which would be cute is, you know, eventually she'll have a box full of moments, important moments with notes from my husband and I. And maybe I'll throw in there, you know, grandma and grandpa, whoever wants to write a note, but there's an envelope that can hold all of that. So I think that's cute. And as she gets older, I would love for her to write to like her 30-year-old self, like some words of wisdom. Because we used to do that as a class assignment, but I don't know where I kept all those things, you know, but here if we keep it all in one place, I think it'll be cute. All right, so we've got kindergarten down. It's so cute, right? And I like this font because it doesn't have to be straight. And so it's kind of like fun and whimsical. All right, so that's down. Let's get to our apple. Let's piece our apple together. So our apple is in multiple pieces. It's so cute. It's the white core with glitter black in the background. So that will give you the seeds sparkling through. So just now glue down a little bit. And it's sitting on Cricut glitter cardstock, the red. And then on shimmer paper. So I don't love using glitter on glitter because I feel like it kind of cancels each other out and it doesn't shimmer as well. But I like using, if I do that, I like mixing the texture a little bit. So like the shimmer cardstock makes it a little bit different. All right, so here's the apple. It's still drying, but it's pretty cute. And you can see it's just nice and layered. Okay, so that's done. Let's see, let's build our shaker because the rest you can see me do. All right, so our shaker is always the back of the shaker, and then we're gonna have the foam. The foam is basically our border or our wall to put our sequins in. So you put your sequins in, and then you're gonna put your acetate paper on top, which I'm trying to see where my acetate paper is. It's clear, obviously. All right, oh, is this it? No, that's too small. I'm gonna have to track that down. You put your acetate paper on top, then you have the back of the slider, and then you have the top of the slider. You're basically going to tape or glue down everywhere but the sliced out part of your slider, because then we're gonna build it using a perler bead. So you're gonna have like a little bead that goes on here that goes back and forth that can slide. It'll be glued, so in between is your perler bead. The bottom is a piece of cardstock so that it can move, and then the top is whatever you put on top, which in our case is gonna be the horse, okay? So let's build this thing. I like to use, I've found the perfect way so that you don't have any leakage. So what you do is, I'm gonna get a different sheet. I use the tape runner. So just get all around this thing really, really well, okay? And it's sort of like the perfect size for the foam too. So it's just a good fit. And you can see my fingers are really sticking to it, and it's fine. When you do this, sometimes you lose the shape of the circle a little bit, but it's totally okay because of the way we built the template. It allows a lot of room for mistakes. So it doesn't matter if your circle is not perfectly circular, just put it down and then push down to make sure that the seal is in. All right, now with glitter cardstock, or I'm sorry, with sequins, we wanna put a lot in, but think of it, let's see. So I'm gonna have a slider motion right there. Okay, so when this isn't moving, or like it's not in a cake or sitting stable like this, all your sequins is gonna fall to the bottom. So we wanna put a little bit of glue here and there up on top, and then put some sequins down so that your shaker always has glitter up on top, okay? So let's do that now. First, I'm gonna use a little bit of my glue gun. Okay, and then I'm just going to shake in some glitter. And all right, so I think we have enough that's in there that's gonna stay. What you could do too is if you had extra stars, you could tape it down, so like bigger pieces. And I'm looking to see, I did have some extra stars. But it might be too much, I don't know. Because once you put it down, it's down, so I'm not gonna put the stars in. I'm not in love with the stars. Okay, so once we have that down, you want to pour in your sequins now. So go ahead and remember, do a lot, because a sparsely filled one, it looks pretty sad. So here is where you want to add more rather than less. It really does make a difference. All right, so I have quite a bit here. And I always think I have a lot, and then when you close it, you're like, I could have added a little bit more. So because this is mine, I'm gonna add quite a bit. And hopefully, I gotta figure out a better way to measure my sequins. Okay, let me see if I need to add any more from this one. I will add a little bit of the gold. So you can see I'm mixing a lot here. Okay, I feel like that's enough. All right, so you want to scoot in your glitter, because now we're going to run our glue tape along the top, okay? And I think I might just pour in a little bit more sequins. I'm feeling like I don't want to regret this, since it's a keeper. I'm saving this for her for when she turns 30. Let me see if I want to add anything more. I'll do a little bit more of this one. And maybe some purple. Oh, this isn't open. I'm gonna regret this. I'm opening a full bottle. Let me see if I have a little scooper. All right, so far so good. Okay, and I think I found my acetate paper. It's up here. All right, so put it down. And just make sure you have a good seal, okay? Now, the way it's designed is if at this moment you test it and you have leakage, you can take your glue gun and stick it in between here and glue all the way around it. And we won't be able to see the mistakes because, oh, I like it. And there's no leakage, but there's a section right here that worries me a little bit. I'm gonna stick my glue gun in between, okay? And I'm just gonna get a little bit right there. All right. Oh, this is a lot of sparkle. I may have overdid it. But it's pretty cute. I love it. I love the colors. There's no leakage. You could see it right now. Okay, so then what you want to do is you want to put your sliders on top. Okay, here we go. So you put the first one. This one you can just tape or glue or tape, whichever you prefer. Okay. Now you may have noticed that there's a hole in this one. So this is going to be a swivel. I was going to have the apple spin. So you want to make sure that you put the swivel wherever you think it's going to go. So I'm going to eyeball it and say it's right here. And then that will dictate now where do you want your slider to go. So I'm going to have the slider on top. I do like that look. I have the horse going back and forth. So now you want to just make sure that you apply the tape just where not where the opening is. So down here, like 2/3 of this circle right here, okay? So I'm just going to take my glue and I need to put another glue stick in. Okay. So now we're gonna build our little piece. So it's a perler bead. These are right here. I got this on Amazon or at Michael's. If you go on Amazon, you can see it's amazon.com/shop/theuselesscrafter. You can find all my materials under by project, and this one would be cake topper materials. So okay, here's our little perler bead. You have a little cut circle that you cut. I hand cut. I should just have the Cricut cut. So you want to make sure you just put a little bit of glue down in the middle. So you see it's like that. Then once it dries, you're gonna pop it in. And it's gonna be like this. So now you can glue the horse to it and it'll slide back and forth. The same piece is gonna go into this circle and it'll spin, okay? So we're gonna need two of these things. So again, go ahead and just put a little bit of glue down in the middle of that purple piece. Put your perler bead on. And then basically what we're gonna do is we need to put down this piece. So we're gonna glue the back of this. The back of this, I would glue everything, leave this space open, but everything can be glued down, okay? So actually, because it's such a big space, I'm gonna use this. And I'm just gonna make sure that we get it down pretty strong. And then where I couldn't get it because of the sequins, the sequences in the back, I'm just gonna run some glue just to make sure that this thing is strong and down. Okay. We're gonna pop in this guy right here. And you see that one's gonna just twirl around. So let's start building our little guy. let's put down the banner. And the banner I want to maybe pop up a little bit. So let's put some glue dots on this thing. We'll let that dry. Let's work on our name right now. So we'll just turn this around and we'll put the glue on this on top of the glue dots that we've already let dry. And I love doing offsets because it really helps you read the word more easily. It pops out. It's just really pretty. So, all right, we have that. And then let's just put a little bit of glue down on the back and put it straight onto our topper. Slowly but surely this is getting built. So this is what we have so far. Her colors are blue and white, and so that's why this is such a blue, dark blue theme. Okay, so let's get this banner down. It's dry. Now the apple is going to be on top of the swirler. So the swivel piece is already in. We're just going to glue it down. So I'm going to glue it kind of just in the middle. And so that piece is down. That's gonna swirl. We have a buzz. So right now, I kind of just want to put down where everything's gonna go. The envelope was just from Design Space, and I'll show you that envelope. All I did was I cut a slit here so that this little tip goes in the slit and it'll stay closed. But inside will be the notes that everyone will leave a little note for Charlotte. So we want to glue the back of this once we know where we want to put it. So I think I want to put it, I want to make sure it can open and not get in the way of anything. So our apple swivels. I think it's good. Okay. So I want the envelope there. I want the school bus on this side because the stop is on this side. So I want it to stick out. So I think I'm going to put the stop sign there. So right now we're kind of just building it to make sure we like where everything sits. We haven't built the horse. So we need the horse on there. We have a horseshoe. We have a bunch of stars that I wanted to put on the banner, which I thought was cute with all the colors. Pencil. We've got some crayons. And the last thing we have is this. I didn't know where to put the banner, so I think what I'm going to do is first I'm going to glue it to this stick so that it's stable, and then we'll stick it somewhere in there. So let's do this now. So just get your glue down on your stick. Then I'm gonna just put a lot of glue down to put our top down. And this will kind of be like our cake topper stick, but it's going to be standing up from the back. So we can put that on last. So that's on there. I wonder if I can put maybe the horseshoe hanging like that. I just got glue on it. That happens, right? It's fine, I took it off. So I don't know if I want the full horseshoe sticking out because this will be stable. I was worried about, I think I'll do something like this so that the whole horseshoe stands out, but so does the word Colts. Or maybe down here. That actually might, you know what, I'm gonna do this. I like that. So let's, all right, we're gonna leave that for a minute. I think we're almost done. I mean, other than figuring out the placement of everything, I want that pencil like that. Get that, the horse. This swivels. I think we need something a little bit more right here. Okay, I'm gonna put a star right here because it feels a little empty. So that settles that. Okay, we'll put stars here. We're almost done. And I know this looks really far away. I feel like I should have done the other view, but it's coming, I promise. Stick with me. The videos will get better. You'll get a more up-close view. Okay, so we're almost done. Just gotta get the horse down. So let's put the horse together. I'm just gonna use double-sided tape. And what's funny is for my daughters, we have a big celebration for 30 days. So she's born, 30 days later, you have this huge party. And I didn't have my Cricut back then. I was crafty, but I had to buy everything. I bought things by project, you know. But she was born the year of the horse. So I ordered from a lady on Etsy this exact horse that I now found in Cricut Design Space. So I just think it's so funny. It's like full circle. Okay, so the horse is down. I was tempted to even do a mask on the horse to show the quarantine, but I didn't like the way the mask looked. So that's the only thing missing from here. I feel like there should be a COVID-19 component. Okay, so we're gonna put the horse down. Okay, so let's glue this. Okay, I think, so you can see the horse is moving. Okay, we're almost done. All right, let me get this down. I'm gonna tape. Let's see, what colors do we have? Okay. I'm gonna tape these guys together so that they stick together. Just regular tape. that's good. All right, so I'm gonna put everything down. And put glue dot on here because I want this to stand up a little bit, and glue dot on this one as well. Okay, and we are almost done. Oh, we just need to tape down this envelope. So, I think that's good. Well, you want the envelope to be stable because you know you're going to be opening and closing. So you want to make sure the whole thing is glued down well. Okay, so that's down. All right, let's get our little book. And then our little pencil. Oh, I didn't put down the bus yet. Okay, so the bus. Oh, you know what? We need one more perler bead for the horse so that the horse is, the head is top heavy. So let's get another perler bead down and let's get it in there. All right, I got it down. And let's just tape the horse so it can't flip. Let's put this really close. So sometimes you're gonna need 2 perler beads. That way it keeps it like that and it'll move like this. So as soon as our horse is dry, I will test it out. I'll flip it up and you can see. Okay, so here's our horse. That's good. So there's our horse. Here's our little apple that swivels. Okay, and then we're just gonna put on, oh, you can hear it. We're gonna put on this flagpole that says Colts somewhere. And I think I want it on the side like this. Okay, so I'm just gonna flip it over and glue it down really well. And if you really wanted to, you can cut another piece to put over this so you won't see the stick at all. I know the way I'm setting this up on her desk, it's gonna be propped up against a wall, so I'm not too concerned about it, but this is what you have. How cute is that? All right, so the design space tutorial is gonna come up tomorrow. This is posting tonight. And then next week I will have, I promise, an overhead view and this camera. I think I'll have 3 cameras total so that you will have a better view of how to piece this together. But hopefully I talked you through it and you saw enough. But please post your comments or questions. And if you have a special request, please